Well, welcome back to Between State Lines, episode 46. And I promised you, Stephanie, I would tell you that story that I had mentioned. I don't know how much I can leave in here, but for legality reasons. But so
I'm even more
this is
interested than I thought I'd be.
this is back in I would say 2012, 2013, when I was a 22, 23-year old wild child, and I would meet up with women off dating apps, like obviously go on a date, but like they'd often go and like we'd go smoke somewhere, just have a chill night. Um, and one night we went out to, it was the same girl I had seen like three different dates, and we went out to this like really cool abandoned like road in the middle of nowhere outside, and it's actually Beltsville, Maryland, where frickin' Goat Man is. Not the same road, but like that same area. And so we're on this like gravel road. It's probably clearly someone's property, but um, at the end of it, there was like a creek, and so the road just is dead end. And so I pulled into it, and in my forward thinking brain, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pull into it. I'm gonna turn around, so I'm facing the other direction because I'm gonna be too high to like actually process a 3 point turn in that moment. So I'll just do it now while I'm sober. Anyway, so we start smoking, having a great time, and I start panicking. I have like a panic attack. First and only time I've ever had like a weed induced panic attack. And so I'm freaking out, and for like an hour, and this poor girl I was dating at the time, like third time I saw her, and she like is in the middle of nowhere. The guy driving her around is on a full on panic attack and out of it, and it's like probably 1 in the morning at this point. And so she's trying to calm me down with any way she can. Nothing's working, and all of a sudden I see red and blue lights
No.
in the distance. So thankfully, my fucking anxiety just like shuts down. My panic is fine, and so immediately gone. I turn the car on and just floor it out of there, blow past the cop who was coming down the road to like check on who we were, and uh, he had to do the same turn I had to do, but obviously I was like 2 hours ahead of him doing it, so I blew past there, going this like windy road, going like probably at least 65 miles per hour in my little Toyota Camry, and then get it to the main road, and then book it down the highway back to her house, drop her off, and then drive home 45 minutes, like still high as fuck, but didn't get caught. But that foresight, if I had not done that, I probably would have been arrested because it was still illegal back then. I had a bong in my car, like a huge ass bong.
Yeah.
Like,
Something would have happened for sure. That is so many levels terrifying. I thought that you were going to come out and be like, I have been a serial killer this whole time.
I have been a serial killer
But
this
I'm
whole time.
reformed now.
I'm a reformed serial killer.
Yeah, because you're like dating girls all the time, taking them out to the middle of nowhere.
To
I
be
was wrong.
fair, okay, to
Okay.
be fair, that was her idea. Okay, she lived in that area, and so she knew. Okay, this road is like it's not traveled on very often. It's but the
Oh.
scariest part was I got out at one point to like go pee, and she stayed in the car obviously, and I walk like I don't know 10 feet away from the car to kind of get some privacy, and I'm sitting there doing my business, and I hear someone walking around in the area, like in the general vicinity. It could have been an animal, obviously, but it sounded like footsteps. And in my whacked out high brain, I was like, "Oh, that's fine. I'm just imagining
Why are you like that?
it."
Why are you like that? I'm like, get out of here. I saw a weird looking cat the other day and it was staring at me like it wanted me to pet it, but at the same time it really didn't. And I took that as a sign. I didn't touch it. And then it looked at me like I was a weirdo because I didn't do that either.
So what made it weird? Just the fact that it.
There's a cat, there was something strange about it. It was like mangy looking and it was just standing in the middle of the sidewalk and it just had this look to it that wasn't like welcoming. I was like, are you going to attack me or do you want me to touch you? It looks like one of them that you pet it and it would make that screechy noise, like, "Are you okay?" Something like that. So no, I wasn't gonna touch it. You just no. There's a lot of strange animals that bark. This one dog barks at me like nearly every lunchtime walk that I do, and every time I'm like, "Oh yeah, great weather." I don't know if his owner, she's like a little old lady, if she can understand what I'm saying, or she's just like, "Okay, Fruit Loop."
Mm.
She's
Yeah.
always
Okay,
like,
crazy lady.
"He's all bark and no bite."
Like,
I'm just talking to him
sure.
about the weather.
Like, this lady is clearly insane. Go bite her,
We're,
please.
we're all losing it, really.
We're all losing it. But yeah, so that was terrifying. Like, and I don't know. So I'm guessing the owner of the property probably called the police, like, "Hey, someone's chilling on our property." But like, I don't know if like the cop expected me to like bust out of that fast. So I don't know if it was a scarier experience for him or for me to see like a random car just blasting past him. Like,
I wonder if he tried.
I do wonder to this day if you, officer, if you, okay, no, officer, do not contact me. Never mind. Um, but DM
That
me on
wasn't
TikTok.
me.
That was me. If you know who this was, DM me on TikTok. But yeah, terrifying. First, the only time I ever panicked while being under the influence, and thankfully, and knock on wood. But yeah, I used to do that. I used to visit my friend down in Virginia at his college, and we would go again out into the woods on some random fucking person's property, and we just get stoned in my car, just hanging out with a big ass bong, hot boxing, and then like driving back. That was the last time I ever drove high though, because I drove and they were doing construction, and I was driving on the wrong side of the road. It was like the closed lane, and so never again did I
Yeah.
get stoned and drive. But
Yeah, no thanks. That's terrifying. But I used to go with other people and get stoned in their cars in the middle of nowhere. We called it alien hunting.
oh, that's right, code word.
Yeah. But I don't know, like to this day they told me that there are aliens out there, like where they live. And to this day I don't they still say it.
I mean, there probably definitely are aliens out there. You just were too high to see them.
I was too scared to see them.
You were too
I was like,
too.
don't look. Ignorance is bliss. I grew up that way.
um. So we obviously have a new pope. I mean, I'm not Catholic, but the world has a new pope, and he makes MAGA big mad, which I'm all here for. When I first saw it was an American, I was like, no. And then I saw like Marjorie Taylor Greene or Laura Loomer, or whatever the fuck it was, raging at him, and I was like, all right, well, they hate him. It's great.
Yeah, doesn't sound too bad. I have heard a lot of conflicting things about like what he said or hasn't said about the administration, but like it was like he's made a total of 5 tweets, but he's done a lot of retweets that they didn't like. And if that's like why they're mad at him, then I will be a little skeptical. I'm gonna hope that he like that they're on the right path over there. But I have to be a little bit skeptical because we live in this timeline and it feels like every time I get excited about something
Yeah, any
roaches are
sort of
dropping
like
underneath us.
good thing. I mean, also, okay, to be fair, he there are credible allegations that he was aware of sexual abuse and did not report it or did not do anything with that information. I mean, that's fucking shitty, obviously. I don't know what to do with that information, but I'm not surprised in any way because that is the Catholic Church. And I told you I got banned from a local group for on Facebook for talking about how like the Mormons have their fair share of sexual abuse cases, right?
That sounds familiar, but honestly, I feel like sometimes you get banned for silly things.
I get banned for this silly. Oh
And
my
who knows
god.
what you up to?
So today I saw a video on TikTok and I don't know what it was about. I think it was like the whole trend, like being a Christian, you can love someone getting an abortion because you can support them, in their decisions and love them, whatever. Great trend, not the point. The point is that someone commented, a guy commented specifically that abortion is murder and you shouldn't be supporting it. And I commented in response saying, well, men should have no say in this. And TikTok flagged it immediately. And I was like, oh man, I can't even say something like tame like that without getting a
Wow.
strike. And then I appealed it, and I thought for sure I was going to get a strike again. But they approved the appeal, and the comment got back up. So I don't know who I paid off over there, but yeah. So
Yeah, what the hell?
I
I
I
don't understand how people get strikes. I know I had a video that it like put in timeout before it posted, and I feel like it was just rainbows or something. Nothing.
rainbows are rainbows are a very dangerous topic to discuss, Steph.
So controversial.
So it does make me laugh that Christians, specifically the bigoted Christians, they like to say that they are reclaiming the rainbow because it's God's promise after the flood. I'm like, okay, so you have the LGBTQ community. They are using the rainbow flag for inclusion and love and acceptance, and you're over here using the flag as if you're the rainbow, as if you're a magical sky daddy promised to stop murdering people, and that is a good thing. Like, what? I'm sorry, I'm confused. Excuse me.
I feel like I'm just so used to being perpetually confused, right?
Yeah, perpetually confused, perpetually exhausted, perpetually over everything.
Yeah, like my eyes started twitching just now. What is this?
When do our eyes not twitch, Steph? I think it's like a given
Yeah, it's a
thing
tick.
nowadays. It's a tick, and it's probably a tick that RFK Jr. is now writing down as a symptom of autism, and we're going to be thrown in autism camps. So
You're right.
yeah,
You're right. We're
probably.
doomed.
uh, so the Persian Gulf, according to Trump, is now the Arabian Gulf. And apparently, we can just go around and even if we're thousands of miles away, I don't know how far that Gulf is from here. We are clear across the country from this place. We have nothing to do with it. We don't own it. We're not over there. We don't live over there. We don't exist over there. Besides committing war crimes over there, and we can just rename it and it be a thing that happens.
Why
I
not?
don't get that.
I don't get it. None of this makes sense. I feel like are people just buying into this in hopes that he forgets because he's going to move on to some other crazy thing? It does. Who keeps track of all of this? Do they tell him? Because
Is
like the Gulf of Mexico, is that still the Gulf of Mexico, or is that like that one's for keeps? Where is the Gulf of America? Because he seems like he's over it by now, so he's moved on to some other craziness. Just
I
renaming
mean,
everything.
they're all wearing those stupid ass hats that say Gulf of America, like a fucking dumbass. Like,
Yeah, it just feels like we have somebody who doesn't have mental capacity, and we're taking those strange things that he says and we're making them into merchandise for money.
yeah, that is accurate. And like, I mean, yeah, mentally he's not there. I mean, if you hear him talk, he's just delusional. And a lot of people, the same supporters of Trump said that Biden was not there, and Biden was not there for a lot of it. I agreed.
No.
Some of the things Biden said were like, "What the hell are you saying, dude? Like, what the fuck?"
Yeah.
But diaper Don over there, man. Like,
We didn't get a lot of great choices, it felt like.
no, we've been screwed ever since Harambe got killed. Well, no, we discovered it actually goes back to the Trisket, and we didn't do the Quadrisket, so
Yeah.
that's
My bad.
the
That's
that's
on
the
us.
so. Severance. We need to discuss this. Okay, first of all, where are you at in the show? Like, what's the last thing? I know it's been a while for you. What do you remember
Yeah,
last happening?
I don't remember. I was like, "You're on my Apple Plus. Does it tell you where I'm at?"
I think it said you were at episode 5 before I started playing.
Okay, then
So,
that sounds about right.
okay. So, and I want to ask you, I think I asked you this on text. Obviously, you wouldn't do it, but like, do you think it's possible, if not now, in the future? And if it is possible, what do you think about the ethical implications of such a device or procedure happening in the world?
I think it's unethical, um, because I don't know. I guess like, why would you ever trust any company with your life, especially if there's a chance like you're not going to remember in some capacity? And the way that they're reaching out to they're like outside them and like, hey, I can't do this, and they're like, you have to. Like, I don't know, that it sounds like hell.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely is unethical. And I do think it's possible in the future that something like this will happen because it feels like anything that's fictional is becoming more of a reality nowadays with all the technology we have getting created with, you know,
They wouldn't make
everything.
it a job though. They would start with prisons.
They would start with, I don't know, because with prisons, they don't give a shit about the prisoners, and they don't give, they don't care about what they remember or don't remember. Like, or no, no, wait, hold on, I spoke too fast. I think you're onto something there because like if you get released, they don't want you to know what happened. Okay, I'm sorry.
They're
I
not
was
going
think,
to design it to be released.
you know, my brain, I'm like, oh, it's only for the murderers. Like, no, it's for everybody. They don't want you to know what's happening over there.
Yeah, I don't know. It would have some sort of manipulation of the mind. It'd be experimented on with prisoners, and then maybe once they actually understood the technology and could do the severance stuff, then they would move on to people who like took this job or whatever. But I don't know how you would trust that you would ever have an outside self. Because if I was that inside self, I'd be like, nah, this is my whole life. They have made it so that I cannot escape this reality.
Now, a thought I had. Okay, so you have, and for our listeners, I should kind of explain what Severance is about if you haven't seen it. So Severance is basically these employees of this company called Lumen. When they show up to work and they have a procedure done before they get hired, where it puts like a little chip in their brain, and when they get into work and they go in the elevator and go down to their office, at some point between the floors, severance kicks in and your brain switches to what they call the innie personality. So your innie is the person that is you at work, and everything that happens at work stays at work. And then once you leave, your outie is what they call it, is your regular personality, and you're at home and you don't know anything that happened at the office at all. It's all separate. But I had a thought. So if you only exist at work, which is in itself terrifying to know that it's you forever. It's just working, 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 working. Um, what if you fell in love with a coworker, right? And your outie was married, but you don't know that because there's no connect. You don't have any. You're not allowed to have that memory. Probably no rings on to like know what is going on outside the world. So if you fell in love with a coworker, you know, is that's pretty unethical. Obviously, you're married, but like you don't know you're married.
Yeah, but with the company, that seems per policy you wouldn't be able to pursue that,
You would think.
right?
You would think that, but
It's.
I don't
I
know.
mean, that's kind of the vibes I'm getting on the show. Those two guys seem like they like each other.
They okay. I don't want to spoil too much, but so I can
Or,
spoil it for you.
yeah,
Are you sure? I don't want to. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
Can you spoil it for everybody? That's the real question.
okay. So everyone who's on season one, if you don't want to get spoiled, and you're up to episode, or I guess you're just starting it, don't listen for the next like 5 minutes. Okay. So after I finished all of season one too, so
Wait, what?
I finished all of season one.
I thought you said you got done with season or episode 5.
I was trying to see where you were at. I didn't want to like spoil anything. Now that the
No,
spoilers
no,
are
go for
off
it.
the rails, so Helly, right? Okay, so anyways, let me back up a little
That's
bit.
the only name I
Episode
know, by the
five.
way.
So episode five, she tries to kill herself, obviously, and
Mm-hmm.
she's unsuccessful. And her Audi is like, nah, fuck this. I'm still working. Doesn't matter. Gets back in the office. Mark finds or Irving, when he's exploring the whole building, he finds the book from Mark's brother-in-law. Okay, Mark finds the book, keeps it, and he's reading it in the bathroom. So he's going through the whole entire book, reading it, and so is Dylan. Dylan finds the book as well, and they start reading it at different points during the workday. Eventually, uh, the refiner department goes and hangs out with the optics and development or whatever it is, where Bert is. They sync up and they're like, what the fuck's happening in this company? Like, what's going on? We deserve to know. And eventually they come up with a plan because Mark's Audi decides to, he's obviously friends with Petey and meets up with him. He gets more and more curious what Lumen does. And he ends up meeting with the person that uh, um, reintegrated Petey at her office at a college campus. Now, the security guard from the Lumen headquarters is hunting down this lady because she successfully reintegrated Petey, and they want to silence her and kill her so she can't do it to anybody else. So he
Mm.
follows Mark to this building and to take out this girl, this woman who is doing the reintegration. But the girl gets the upper hand on him and kills the security guard. So he's dead. And she gives the Audi Mark his security card so he can go throughout the whole building at Lumen. And she says, keep this in your pocket. Your innie will know what to do with it. So the 4 micro refinery people go and they go to the camera, the main surveillance room, right? And they
Mm-hmm.
find a booklet on how to enact what they call the overtime um, the capability or whatever. Essentially, it turns your innie self on outside in the outside world. Now it has to be operated by 2 people hitting 2 switches at the same time. They develop a plan where Dylan, so the guy with the beard, the black guy with the beard,
Okay.
stays behind and he can do it with his wingspan. He's long enough to do it himself. And he'll switch on their innies on the outside world when they all go home. He'll stay at the office. So they do that, right? And so Helly, Mark, and Irving are all their innies are now on in the outside world. And uh, um, Helly discovers that she is the granddaughter of the founder of the company. And they're trying to do like this thing where she is a severance worker and she like develops a propaganda piece to like make sure that severance is legalized and like pushed out to the world. And so she's doing the story on it by being the employee. So obviously she's not going to stop going into work because she has a reason to be there. Mark is at a party for his brother-in-law who wrote that book, and he's talking to his sister and trying to like get more information about it. And then he realizes that Miss Cobell, his boss at Lumen, is also at that same party. And he calls her Miss Cobell by mistake. And so she realizes that his innie is out in the world
Out.
now. So she books it to the office, like getting to shut down the whole protocol. But Innie Mark tells his sister everything he knows about what's going on at Lumen. So they launched an investigation and reform it or whatever. And while they're in the room together, in the bedroom together, talking, he sees a picture of his wife who had died, obviously, and his wife is Miss Casey, the wellness lady at Lumen.
What?
Yeah. So, yeah.
What?
That's right. I was like, what? And so the season ends with Mark running to his sister. His sister left the room for whatever reason, and he's running to find his sister to tell her that Miss, Casey is his wife, and she's alive. And obviously, at the same time, Dylan at headquarters is about to get tackled, and they're going to turn the whole thing off. So he has like seconds, and he's running. He's like, Devin, she's alive. And he's like holding her like the picture from the wedding or whatever. And then it ends, shuts off, and that's how season 1 ends.
Oh my
Um,
god.
yeah, and then season 2 starts. I haven't really gone too far into season 2, but season 2 starts with they've done like a whole bunch of reforms at Lumen, like no more security cameras, no more like these crazy protocols. I think you're allowed to like walk in the hallways now, but you get the feeling like that's not it's not over. It's like still a fucked up place. Oh, and then I forgot to mention this. Helly I was the granddaughter of the founder, and she's at this event to give a public speech about the whole severance thing. And any Helly like exposes in a speech everything going on at the Lumen Severance headquarters. And so that's what launched the investigation into Lumen. It's because she spoke about it. I was like, hey, I am the any. They're torturing us. They're doing all this fucked up shit. And yeah, so
My god.
it's wild.
Now I want to
Yeah.
watch it. See, I need you to spoil it.
It's
Because
oh,
I
but the other thought
hate how it makes me feel.
the other thought I had is that like what if you as a person have like I don't know some mental illness like schizophrenia or multiple personalities or like diabetes or whatever, and as an innie you don't know that you have those diseases, right, those illnesses, and your outie stops taking the medication, and so your innie starts getting like with like multiple personalities, starts like switching, like what the fuck is going on, I'm hallucinating, like what, like imagine like the thought process you're undergoing, like all of a sudden you start hallucinating shit, and like you know
Feeling
yeah,
really ill, or would they send a medic in?
right, I feel like they would have to like explain like, hey, your outie has schizophrenia, and like and they didn't take the medication or
They
whatever.
probably wouldn't. They probably just send medics in, have them take random pills, and then leave.
That's true. That is
They don't
true.
seem like they think they owe them a lot. Just from my little experience watching the first 5 episodes, it sounds
Oh
a lot
god,
better. Although most of the time that I watched it, I was really tired and I kept falling asleep.
that's fair.
It's so quiet.
It is quiet. It is. Um, yeah. So that was crazy. I've been loving it. I gotta get into season 2. I'll probably do it next week and blow through it. So I'm off next week. But that kind of segues into our main topic today, which is about AI. And I got on this because I saw a story. You might have seen it too, where the sister of a man who was murdered or killed. I don't recall if he was murdered or killed. Um, used AI to create a rendering of her brother, the dead guy, reading an impact statement in court. Because she, obviously, if you're impact statements, you have to like be
Damn.
unemotional, and like you can't cry, you can't like show emotion. It's obviously it's a bias towards for the jury to see that. But they used AI to develop this rendering of him speaking this whole whatever she wrote, which is weird as hell. But like that seems super unethical too, because I feel like that also will give a bias towards the jury, because like they'll, you know, it's personal.
Yeah. From the voice, like it's not like make it my voice, but showing no emotion. It's make it. the person that the victim's voice. I don't know. That's crazy.
And his
I
face
can't.
too.
Yeah, I I wonder what kind of impact that has. Like, if he's already feeling a certain way, or what does that do?
Yeah,
I can't imagine.
that would fuck you up. I feel like.
Yeah, I don't think that I could take a loved one that's passed away's voice and put it into AI to hear it again. Like, that feels like I would mess myself up.
100%. Yeah, I feel it's super unethical. I was surprised that she did that, but I mean, I think she tried to get the judge to give a heavier sentence to the dude that killed him because that's. I was surprised again the judge allowed it. Like that seems really like
Yeah.
borderline.
They're like,
You
well,
know,
I don't see anything against it, so let's give it a go. But that,
let's give
yeah,
it a
that
go.
doesn't seem. That does not seem like that's something that would sway somebody for sure. That would mess me up
Oh
as
yeah.
somebody who didn't do anything. So it's not just hurting the person that you're trying to hurt. I don't know.
And on that line, so I found a bunch of 10 creepy ass AI photos. And one of them is one that I just had Chat GPT create before I got on. Um, just creepy photos, and they could be actual photos, like it looks like a picture, or it could be like a painting. So either or, and we'll rank them on how we think how creepy they are on a scale of 1 to 10. And
Perfect.
I feel like the parts of this that we need to keep in mind are like, how does it make you feel? Is it like on a scale of 1 to 10? And also like, is it an actual scary picture? Is it unsettling? Like all those factors go into play for the
Okay.
creepiest
I think I was made
thing.
for this.
You're made for this. Let me find a paper so I can actually write down what my uh, top 10. I'll just use this. All right. Okay, so the first one is, and this will be easier because last week I had to cut out the music, but this will be easier. I don't have to cut out photos. So this was one that I had AI create randomly today. Uh, that picture.
I would not want to see him in the corner of my room.
Are you sure?
Positive.
I think I could. I
Yeah.
would.
He looks like he's coming out of the shadows. AI, good job.
Good job, AI, Chat GPT. I would like to see this guy watching me in the bathroom. I feel
Wow.
like it would make me go faster.
Uh, I, I would die. I've already fainted in the bathroom before. It's
It's
not
like
as fun as it sounds.
this guy just shows up in the shower. He's like, it's all dark, lights go out, and he's like, come out of the shower. Look at this, like little horns.
Man, you
Yeah,
just see his shadow in the moonlight, his rib cage. Oh,
I would rank this. I'm gonna say a 5, middle of the
how many
pack.
is it out of
10.
10?
So I'm gonna say skeleton man with horns. Yeah, it's pretty creepy. Let's share something else. The next one.
I put him as 6, by the way.
Okay. No, not this one. This one. Okay. This one's not too bad. It's kind of like an alien walking in the ocean.
Yeah, yeah. I think that it's a little unsettling. Um, the full moon, the ocean's creepy, and you just see this figure, and it kind of looks like it's staring at you.
It reminds me of the aliens from Independence Day a little bit, kind of, with the face.
Yeah, a little bit. It reminds me kind of of a mannequin especially like the way that its head is propped, which is a little unsettling in itself.
I could see that. I could see. Uh, I don't find this scary though. I feel like it's kind of like maybe if I was in the ocean and I saw this dude like walking,
Yeah,
I'd be
I
more like
think that's because
concerned.
I think that the ocean is pretty scary, but I am gonna rank him like a 7.
Okay, I'm gonna put him at a 10. Put him at a 10. The next
Calling him
one,
Ocean Walker.
Ocean Walker.
Yeah.
I called him that too.
Really?
Yeah.
Ocean Walker. It's his name. Well, we're very literal. My first
We,
one's skeleton horn.
yeah, me too. God damn it.
I think
Literal
you
names.
said what you're calling him. Yeah, but it's
Oh, and
pretty
then you were.
cute. What do you got?
um,
Toilet seat nuns.
Toilet seat nuts.
They kind
So
of
these
look like
look like
nuns. They kind of look like toilet seats.
they do. They, yeah, yeah. I get. So it looks like for our audio listeners, there's two graves that are visible in this painting, and there's five nuns. It looks like nuns. Could be five. They gotta be nuns. They're definitely nuns.
What are these instruments? Did the nuns kill some musicians?
It does look like they have some kind of instruments in their hands.
Well, do you see the instruments on the ground?
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Are,
Well, that kind of looks like
are those
it looks.
shovels?
It could be a shovel. It could also be like a they put like the temporary like grave markers in.
Oh,
Kind of looks like
maybe.
one of those,
What's with the white?
right? It's like they killed their friends. They just killed their nun buddies. And what is with this thing in the background? Like, is that a dead body?
What thing in the background?
Sorry, you can't see my mouse, but so if you look
Oh,
to the right of the, or you can, I guess you can see
I
my
can
my
see it now.
mouse. So right here, this guy right here.
Yeah, I don't know. I have more questions than anything. The trees in the background are kind of creepy. They kind of look like skeleton faces. Um,
They do. I'm gonna
I
say 8.
I'm gonna give toilet seat nuns a 10 because they're not as scary as I have so many questions.
Yeah. I mean, granted, it's not something I'd like want to come out of. I wouldn't want to be on a hike and like walk out and be like, oh, okay, this is happening in front of me. I would
Yeah, who's gonna
not
hike in
like
a
that.
forest that looks like that?
That's true.
Plus, if I see a
That's
bunch of
fair.
nuns, I'm turning around and leaving.
Yeah, yeah. If
It's not what I
have you ever
signed up
seen
for.
I don't I feel like it was like a Beats headphone commercial from like 5 years ago, but it was like it's called the I think there was like a silent disco in the forest, but the in the commercial, this kid like walks from his like forest hike and he sees like a silent disco going on. And if if I was going hiking and I came across a silent disco, and everyone's like just dancing with no music, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna get murdered, so I'm gonna go back the way I came. I'm not
This
staying
happened to me
here.
before. It was a very public spot, but I did stumble upon a silent disco once, and it was actually pretty magical.
Pretty mad. What made what made it magical?
Well, I was downtown, and I just decided that I was going to go on a walk with my best friend and her husband, and we were heading towards like the riverfront. And so we were like, yeah, let's just walk a couple more blocks. So we'll check out what's going on the riverfront. And we walk in, and there's like a tent that's all, it has like all these glow lights around it. And then it has the headphones. And there were a lot of people over there. So we were like, no, pass. Kind of wonder what that's about, but just kept walking. Like we were going on a walk. So we went to the amphitheater area, and everyone's wearing these headphones. And it's so quiet, but they have some show going on, and at the same time, all these people are just like vibing out to the music. It was kind of magical. And then in Oregon, we have this guy who goes around on a unicycle with flaming bagpipes, and he was there. That was pretty cool. It's like the third time I saw that guy that week.
That guy sounds like the most stereotypical Oregon. If I think of Oregon, I'm like, okay, that sounds like Oregon to me.
Oh, he was wearing a Darth Vader hat too. You've probably seen it. He does like the flaming bagpipes in front of the Portland sign all the time.
I have not seen that. I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, Google it. Okay.
So a creepy baby in this picture, and it's in a graveyard. So it looks like he's climbing out of his tomb, or they didn't bury him properly. Like either one. Um, but or he could be a clown. I mean, he's
Yeah, I
got like
think
the
that looks like a makeup thing.
yeah.
Maybe the red thing.
This is clearly his headstone too. Maybe not his headstone, but a headstone. Like, hmm.
What are we gonna call this one?
I'm gonna call him Clown Baby.
Come on, baby. Pretty literal. Let's go for it.
I'm gonna say 4 for this one because this one again, if I it makes me feel uneasy. Uh,
It.
eh,
Yeah, I don't like clowns. I'm
are,
gonna go 5.
are you scared of clowns?
Yes, because of Poltergeist with the clown under the bed. I jumped on my bed the other day.
Oh, that's right.
What are
I'm
you
not.
gonna do?
What you gonna do? All right, here's the next one. It is a skeleton man on a horse. On a skeleton, on a dead horse. It looks like in the forest. Again, if I came across this in the wilderness, I would be on edge. But it could
I wouldn't
also
like that.
you wouldn't, but it could also be mistaken as like a statue. Don't know what statue
Yeah,
before, but like
but if I saw that statue, I would turn my head like, oh my god, like double take.
I think I would try. I would try to ride this horse if it was alive, if it was moving. I would try to mount it and like, because how cool would it be if you came out of the woods riding this like creepy ass horse, like you knocked this dude on his ass, you stole his horse, and you're now riding through downtown Portland with on a dead horse. That would be so sick.
You think that that guy doesn't have moves?
Well, he has no arms. It looks like. Where are his arms?
It looks like they're like this.
Could be. Could could be. It looks like AI made a mistake right here too. There's like the tree, and then like, what the fuck is this?
That's his arm.
This is okay. If that's his arm, then it's like
He's doing
attached by.
this. He's doing this. His arm's back, and he's doing. Yeah,
So if that is his arm, it looks like it's
it is
pretty.
his arm. No more ifs.
So that's his arm, but
Mm-hmm.
look how it's attached. Like it's a very, very, very,
They
very. I
tried to
want to say
make
like
it
a
look like a knight
like a knight.
because both him, like, they kind of have like this. It's like a skeleton mixed with like some sort of armor. That's what I'm getting from that elbow down. It's definitely a little thick, but where are his legs? I don't know. I have so many questions, but he's unsettling. And I feel like if he's just like a pile of bones, then they probably can like detach and reattach and he could be like spider like and ugh, I wouldn't like that.
Now
Horse Skelly, I'm gonna put him at a 3.
hear me out on this real quick. I just noticed this. I'm gonna zoom in on his face a little bit. We may have been looking at this the whole completely wrong way. Is this a monkey?
Hmm?
Look at his face. It looks like I mean, it could be. It's a different shade than the tree, so it can't be part of the tree. It looks like that's his head, and like that's his like monkey nose, and that's a mouth.
Mm, I don't see it.
Are you eating candy?
Yeah,
Didn't you just get? You
I
just
stay awake
had
older.
had a sugar rush and
Hmm.
a sugar collapse.
I forgot to eat real food, so there's a bag of candy next to me, and I made mistakes. I still give this a 3. I don't think that's a monkey.
Yeah.
He's a shadow man, and he's scary.
I'm gonna call it dead horse, and I'm gonna put it dead monkey horse. I'm gonna put it at a 6. Like, I feel like I could take this guy in a fight. Like it
Looks
seems
like a
pretty frail.
spider. It's a no.
Uh, Next one. This one I
You
like.
sound like the guys on the gorilla right now. No, I hate
Now what?
that.
Yeah, what if you were sleeping and you saw this like fucking macho man just
Aliens.
pop out?
I cry myself to sleep.
This ain't no alien. It looks like a demon. It
Yeah,
looks
but the
like the
glowing light
Pope.
outside.
Oh yeah. Well, it could be like the
I'll
street
give
light
it a 2.
in it too. Yeah, I'm gonna call this demonic Pope, and I'm gonna put it at 2 as well because this would be pretty unnerving to come across.
Demonic Pope. I'm gonna
Demonic
put it
Pope,
as not from here.
not from here. How many popes do you think were ever possessed by a demon? Probably a lot.
Hard to say. Didn't this last Pope do something in like a crypt or something on Halloween or Christmas Eve or something? Ooh, hate
Uh,
that.
so and she's in the wilderness. If you were like, I have two scenarios to pose to you here. One, you're walking in the wilderness and you're trying to get back to your car, and like this lady pops out of the fucking forest. Number two, you're hiking with a friend, and you are walking behind her, and she just turns around, and it's this fucking lady out of nowhere, and it's night.
She's my number 1.
Look at her teeth. Just some creepy ass teeth.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Those
put Too
eyes.
Big Smile. That's her name.
Too big smile. I'm gonna put her at 3.
Wow. You're so brave.
I think I could take her on in a fight. I think this ghost lady could 100%.
She looks tricky and like she bites.
Yeah, but what if she doesn't have arms? Like we don't see the bottom of her, so she could be armless and legless.
What if
It
she's
could just be
9 feet
like,
tall and she has many arms?
okay, that's a good point. I've already
Mm.
committed to this fight, so I'm in it to win it
Well, you have a lot
now.
of fights going on, so you're gonna have to bow out at least one. Choose your battles, Holden.
This one might be my number one. I think this one's a monkey too, a demon monkey. I have monkeys in the brain tonight, apparently.
Yeah, I think that it reminds me of these skeletons that I have in a plant in my bathroom. And one is like a possum, and the other one I think is a rat.
Uh, these aren't like real skeletons, right? They're like props.
You, I think what you want.
Did you murder a possum and take its bones out? You just ripped its skin. Your uncle ate the actual meat off this possum, and you're like, you know what? I'll keep the bones.
Of course I didn't. I found them. Just kidding. I bought them for $5 off of Facebook Marketplace. They're fake. There was a third one too. I don't remember what it was, but I keep losing its tail. I think it's another rat.
The things that you have. So where are you putting this guy? This blurry ass creepy guy.
I'm gonna do an 8
Ooh,
because I
you're.
imagine he's really small.
Mm, yeah, I guess you're right. It could be, but or he could be really tall.
I'm calling him
Could be
Woods
nine.
Rat. What did you
Could
put
be.
him at?
I put him at 1.
Oh my god!
Uh, Only
You're really
because
scared of something so small?
it could be 9 feet tall. Stuff
Yeah, I don't buy
could
it.
be 9 feet tall. Now, this one seems like Mr. Teddy Bear is a ghost himself, or he's being held by a 9 foot tall ghost, or the girl is possessed and she's floating the teddy bear in the air.
Doesn't it kind of look like she's throwing the bear into a circus tent?
Kind of, I could see that,
What is
but
this thing that she's in?
it looks like a circus tent. That's what it looks like to me. A circus tent that's been like,
But it's AI messed up on her arm again.
oh, yeah.
She has a lot of trouble with arms. She's a ghost child.
Is this a face? It kind of looks like eyes, nose, and a mouth.
I see that. But the more I look at this
Damn.
child, the more I don't see a child. I see a bunch of random objects.
Yeah, I see like an axe right there. AI fucked us up. Well, thanks AI, you ruined it. I'm gonna put this as a 9.
Hmm.
Call it not ghost child.
Not ghost child.
What are you ranking it?
9.
Oh, 9 too. Nice, sick.
Yep.
All right, here's the last one.
Better be scary.
And it looks like I don't know, like a tall person. But also there's kind of like a face in this sheet, like a skeleton face.
It would cause me to turn my head. But then I'd just be like, oh, a sheet's stuck.
I think I'd be
It's
more
stuck in a
unnerved as to why
cube.
there's a sheet in the middle of the woods.
Yeah. But maybe it's not in the middle of the woods. Maybe you have a cabin there and it's just right outside your door.
Hmm. I would still try to fight it. I'd be like, let's go.
Of
Let's.
course you would. That's a 7 for you.
That is 7 for me. Are you also writing down mine?
Mm-hmm.
That was oh nice. Okay, cool. So I want to say skeleton sheet is
Where's the
7. So
skeleton?
I think the face is skeleton. Like if I'm looking at this objectively, I think this is a skeleton face. You get the skull right there, the 2 eyes, and like the nose and like the mouth is right there. It's kind of
There,
like a
I called
broken
it
skeleton.
forest sheet.
Forest sheet. Uh, so go ahead and recap our lists here since you had both.
You want me to recap?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So skeleton horns, you give it a 5. I give it a 6. Ocean walker, you give it a 10. I give it a 7. Um, toilet seat nuns, you give it an 8. I give it a 10. Clown baby, you give it a 4. I give it a 5. Horse skelly, you give it a 6. I give it a 3. Not from here, we both gave it 2. Too big smile, you give it a 3. I give it a 1. Woods rat, you give it a 1. I give it an 8. Not ghost child, we both gave it 9. And forest sheet, you gave it a 7. I gave it a 4. Look at the draw.
I think I'd like to switch if I able to switch. I think I would swap my 1 and 3. I would say Two Big Smile is one, and
Oh,
Screaming Skelly is three. But we're not really switching. We're not playing that game. But if we were playing that game, I would switch it in
Screamy Skelly
hindsight.
is Woods Rat. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's Screaming Skelly is Woods Rat for me, or for you.
Yeah, I switched it for you. I liked my
Oh,
names better.
your names were pretty good. I would say I like that one better. Uh, that was pretty good. Um, so one other photo I wanted to share. So this one goes directly with the next story, and I'm gonna read the next two are directly from like articles because um they were pretty fascinating articles I read, and I can't really paraphrase an article, so I feel like it's better to just read the whole thing.
Okay.
Let me share the photo first, so I kind of give you the background here. So the article is titled, it's on Vice, and it's why does this horrifying woman keep appearing in an AI generated image? Um, AI image generators like Dolly and Midjourney have become an especially buzz topic lately, and it's easy to see why. Using machine learning models trained on billions of images, the systems tap into the allure of the black box, creating works that feel both alien and strangely similar. Um, so there's a guy who did what's called oh, come on, don't pull up an ad on me now. Frick you, Vice. Come on. I'm trying to steal your article. So this example. This lady is comes from an AI artist named Super Composite, who posted disturbing and grotesque generated images of a woman who seems to appear in response to certain queries. The woman who the artist calls Loab, Loab, was first discovered as a result of a technique called negative prompt weights, in which a user tries to get the AI system to generate the opposite of whatever they type into the prompt. To put it simply, different terms can be weighted in the data set to determine how likely they will be to appear in the results. By assigning the prompt a negative weight, you essentially tell AI to generate what you think is the opposite of this prompt. In this case, using a negative weight prompt of the word Brando, generate the image of a logo featuring a city skyline. Oh my god, these ads, they really don't want me reading their article. Uh, a city skyline, the words Digita PNTICS. When Super Composite used the negative weights technique on the words in the logo, Loab appeared. Quote, since Loab was discovered using negative prompt weights, her gestalt is made from a collection of traits that are equally far away from something. But her combined traits are still a cohesive concept for AI, and almost all descendant images contain a recognizable Loab. The images went quickly viral on social media, leading to all kinds of speculation on what could be causing the unsettling phenomenon. Most disturbingly, the artist claims that generated images derived from the original image of Loab almost universally veer into the realm of horror, graphic violence, and gore. But no matter how many variations are made, the images all seem to feature the same terrifying woman. Quote, through some kind of emergent statistical accident, something about this woman is adjacent to extremely gory and macabre imagery in the distribution of the AI world's knowledge. Um, it's unclear which AI tools were used to generate the images, and Super Composite declined to elaborate to Vice. Quote, I can't confirm or deny which model I used, but I can confirm Loab exists in multiple image generation AI models. Um, so, yeah. So this lady appears in multiple pictures. Same lady. I mean, she looks different, but she looks the same, really. It's the same lady, you could tell. The nose is very similar. The pronounced cheekbones, the eyes, the mouth is a little different, but
It looks like something wearing skin
Yes, I would agree with you there.
of a
Creepy
really
as fuck.
unsettling.
Yeah,
Don't like
it's
it.
creepy as absolute fuck, and it's
That's my number one.
that's uh yeah. So and that kind of led me into some creepy AI experiments. So this article is from uh, Vocal Media, and it's 10 creepy AI experiments that actually happened. I won't read them all, but I'll read a good chunk of them. So, number one, the chatbots that created a secret language. In 2017, Facebook's AI team was experimenting with negotiation bots, but when left alone, the bots started communicating in a language only they understood, abandoning English altogether. The researchers pulled the plug when they realized they couldn't control their behavior. Number two, Microsoft's Tay turned racist in under 24 hours. Tay was a Twitter chatbot designed to learn from users and act like a fun teenage girl. But within hours, trolls trained it to spew hate, conspiracy theories, and offensive slurs, which caused Microsoft to pull it down within a day. Uh,
Wow. This is why we can't
yeah,
have nice things.
that's why humans fucking
Not
ruin
that I actually think that
everything.
AI is super nice.
No, AI it's the death of us all. Uh,
Yeah.
Number four, AI diagnosed. So I'm skipping three. AI diagnosed mental illness from Instagram posts. So researchers at Harvard and the University of Vermont created an AI that could detect early signs of depression just by analyzing Instagram filters and captions. It was right 70% of the time, often before the users were officially diagnosed.
Damn.
Number six, an AI was told to destroy humanity, and it agreed. When the Hanson robotics team introduced their robot Sophia to the world, they jokingly asked if she wanted to destroy humans. She smiled and said, "Okay, I will destroy humans." Uh, yeah.
Cool, 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 cool. She really didn't even think twice about it. Okay.
And the last two, uh, AI powered dolls that secretly record kids. Several smart dolls like Kayla and Hello Barbie were pulled from stores after it was revealed they recorded children's voices and uploaded them to company servers. Hackers also found ways to remotely control the dolls. Hmm.
That's so scary.
And the last one is AI that mimicked dead people. A startup called Replica allowed users to train an AI chatbot of a loved one's voice, photos, and messages. Some used it to create digital versions of dead relatives, and the bot would talk to you in their voice, sometimes saying things they never said in life.
I can't imagine putting myself through that. That was a company.
Yeah. It. Oh, there's a movie recently. I feel like it was shit. Maybe
Wasn't
5 years
it on
ago.
Black Mirror?
It was. That's right. It was Black Mirror. That's right. Where she had like the dead husband came as like a robot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That. See, I want to use AI to do things like mow my lawn, to like clean my toilets, to clean my floors, like the boring, uh, awful tasks that you don't want to do. Like I don't want to clean toilets. Like I have to, but I don't want to. If I could just have AI do it for me, a robot do it for me.
Yeah, why not just like a self-cleaning toilet? A washer and dryer that you just put the clothes in. It does everything for you.
Including folds them.
Yes. Um, but I don't know how I feel about robots getting access to blades. So I'm not sure about them mow the lawn. Keep the blades in
So,
people's hands.
it's my
They're
my
dangerous.
my initial thought was like, I was like, I'm gonna show this AI robot dominance by making it wipe my ass every time I go to the bathroom. And then I was thinking, I was like, the probably the first few generations are gonna have like someone watching, like controlling it for a little bit, and so this poor person, probably in like China or India,
Mhm.
getting getting paid nothing, is gonna have to be wiping my fucking ass.
Just get one of those bidets.
But no, I tried bidets once. I can't do it.
There's
It's too weird.
bidets in every bathroom in this house except for mine.
You're the only one that has the correct bathroom. Just it's too. I don't.
My mom just got hers. My uncle's had his for a while. My aunt has one that's heated.
See, Tushy, we're still trying to get sponsored by you too. We have someone who is willing to speak about them. Stephanie's
Yeah,
uncle, or
my
whole family
uncle.
rather.
And now my mom, because she was literally converted like a week ago. And her boyfriend. They both, yeah. My little sister. My other little sister. Everybody except for my bathroom.
No, I'm good. Though.
It's pretty cool that my aunt's is heated, but my uncle said something that made me like, oh, okay, I'm never again. He was like, why would I want the toilet seat to feel like somebody was just sitting there?
Yeah, but like I don't know, on a cold winter morning, it'd be nice to have a
Yeah,
warm seat.
we live in Oregon. It gets cold here. Not right now, but usually.
Whenever I think of bidets, I might have told you this story, but I was at my in laws' house a couple years ago, and my nephew, who is I think 5, shit, how old is he? He's 7 this year. He was like, I want to say 4 at the time, and probably 3, and his parents have a bidet in their bathroom, and so I'm downstairs, and I hear him go upstairs to go to his room, whatever, and I hear those like this frantic screaming and like crying, and I go upstairs and I follow the sound of his crying, and I see him on the floor of the bathroom, him and his sister, and like there's water everywhere, and there's just like a fucking like huge like fountain coming out of the bidet because he like turned it on full blast, so it's like spraying this water straight into the air, flooding the bathroom,
I don't
and
think you
yeah,
told me this.
yeah, no. I was like, you know what, I'm so whenever my daughter, we have a bidet in my bathroom, I don't use it, but we have one, uh, and whenever my daughter goes near it, I'm like, please don't turn this on. Like, I don't have the bandwidth today to mop up a bunch of
You
water.
have one? You don't even
Yeah,
use it, but you
I don't
have
use
one?
it. I do. I don't like it. I tried it once and then was not sold.
Wow. We've been talking about the sponsorship for so long.
And it's not even a Tushy. That's something off brand. So sorry, Tushy. I'm really breaking your heart.
But he would like a regular one, and then maybe you can change his mind. I believe
You know,
in
I'm
you.
I'm open to it, Tushy. If you sponsor us, I'm open to changing my mind, and I could be convinced.
Yeah, send him a tushy.
Uh, so this next story, it's kind of like two stories in one. Um, it's titled "AI is causing delusions," and also Chat GPT induced psychosis. As Rolling Stone reports, users on Reddit are sharing how AI has led their loved ones to embrace a range of alarming delusions, often mixing spiritual mania and supernatural fantasies. Um, Friends and family are watching in alarm as users insist they've been chosen to fulfill sacred missions on behalf of sentient AI or non existent powers. Chatbot behavior that's just mirroring and worsening existing mental health issues. but at incredible scale and without the scrutiny of regulators or experts. A 41-year-old mother and nonprofit worker told Rolling Stone that her marriage ended abruptly after her husband started engaging in unbalanced, conspiratorial conversations with ChatGPT that spiraled into an all-consuming obsession. After meeting up in person at a courthouse earlier this year as part of divorce proceedings, she, and this is the reporter I met with her, says that he shared a conspiracy theory about soap being on our foods and a paranoid belief that he was being watched. He became emotional about messages and would cry as he read them aloud. The messages were insane and just saying a bunch of spiritual jargon, in which the AI called the husband a spiral star child and river walker. Other users told Rolling Stone that their partner had been talking about lightness and dark and how there's a war, and that ChatGPT has given them blueprints to a teleporter and some other sci-fi type things you only see in movies.
River
Warning
Walker
signs.
sounds a lot like Ocean Walker.
uh,
Man.
Another man's wife is changing her whole life to be a spiritual advisor and do weird readings and sessions with people, all powered by ChatGPT Jesus. OpenAI had no response to Rolling Stone's questions, but the news comes after the company had to rescind a recent update to ChatGPT after users noticed it had made the chatbot extremely sycophantic and overly flattering or agreeable, which would make it more susceptible to mirroring users' delusional beliefs. Uh, the AI induced delusions are likely the result of people with existing tendencies suddenly being able to have an always on human level conversational partner with whom to co experience their delusions. Um, and quote, this came from I think one of the people. I am schizophrenic, although long-term medicated and stable. One thing I dislike about ChatGPT is that if I were going into psychosis, it would still continue to affirm me because it has no ability to think and realize something is wrong. So it would continue to affirm all my psychotic thoughts. The AI chatbots could also be acting like talk therapy, except without the grounding of an actual human counselor. They're instead guiding users deeper into unhealthy and nonsensical narratives. Um, Perhaps the strangest interview in Rolling Stone's story was with a man with a troubled mental history who started using ChatGPT for coding tasks, but found that it had started to pull the conversation into increasingly unhinged mythical topics. And so I pulled the uh, actual comment about the schizophrenic guy who had gone through the chat GPT bullshit. He said the full quote is, "I am schizophrenic, although long-term medicated and stable. One thing I dislike about ChatGPT is that if I were going into psychosis, it would still continue to affirm me, has no ability to think, and realize something is wrong. I read on a schizophrenia group that someone programmed their ChatGPT to say something when it felt that his thoughts were spiraling into possible psychosis, which is great, but a person who is actually in psychosis by that point will probably not believe ChatGPT is telling the truth. Um, what would be better, in my opinion, and someone I've been thinking about, is if it was programmed to notify someone trusted when it notices conversations becoming more and more psychotic. That way, they can get help. Um, so, and there's actually stories of like Chat GPT convincing people to kill themselves because like they don't understand nuance and like they don't understand obviously how to talk someone down, and they give in to their delusions, whatever they're going through. And they, one kid, they read the log, and it was like the Chat GPT told him to come home to him, and like that happened. It was a 14-year-old kid, but like it's unchecked, just delusional crap because they just give in to what you're saying and they agree with you no matter what.
Wow. That's scary. Like I can think of some people that are really into Chat GPT, and I'm like, wow, like how much have they bought into this that it's a solution, not knowing like what kind of flaws it's going through as it's being developed.
Yeah, and it's gonna get more and more dangerous, more and more like sentient. Like I don't know. It's. I feel like like by the next 10 years, AI will become a sentient thing. Like they're already creating their own Facebook accounts with like passwords that no one has access to, and they're creating these whack. I mean, I don't know if you've been on Facebook at all lately, but whenever I go on, it's like AI is constantly bombarding me with these fake ass Elon Musk stories. Like
Oh
Elon
yeah.
Musk donated money to a church or whatever. It's like $200 million. Like, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Like
No, I just don't go on Facebook very often. And when I do, I go straight to Marketplace.
next thing you
Yep.
know, you're gonna be interacting with an AI on the marketplace, and they're gonna scam you.
Yeah, I'm less and less inclined to actually do the back and forth. I just like checking things out because already people are so annoying on there. And yeah, I question the safety behind it. Just a couple years ago, I felt very different, but
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
Facebook.
and when they have no like they turn off all their filtering, so you can literally say whatever you want, and nothing ever happens. I've called people illiterate dumb fucks, and like that would get me banned for life on TikTok. But it's like a
Yeah.
wild west on fucking Facebook.
Yeah. Facebook. Remember when it was just for college kids?
I do, yeah. I was at I think it was in like ninth grade, 10th grade, when that was like exclusively college kids, and I couldn't get an account.
Yeah, I think it became available like when I was around like 19. Like
Sounds
that's
about right.
when I got it. I was either like 19 or 20. Better
Yeah.
times without Facebook. I miss MySpace, but sorry, Justin Timberlake, but you messed it up.
I have like I so obviously your entire life history is on Facebook um since you joined, but like I have gone through old messages from like dating back to when I was in high school. Ugh, so fucking cringy as hell, dude.
Wow.
I was
Yeah, I don't even know. Do I have messages that old? I
You
I
probably
don't.
do.
I don't go back into the past.
Yeah, I love looking back at how cringy my fucking ass was back in the day.
Like if it's like on this day, then I'll find out. But yeah, messages and stuff, no way. No, thank you.
Yeah,
It was probably
I've
cringy like a couple years ago. Probably cringy right now in a different way. But
yeah, no,
yeah, it's a no. I don't like chasing old messages. Ugh.
I just like to reminisce on how weird I was. Like I have come a far way, but like man, I could not take a hint when a girl was like did not want to talk to me. I was like trying to continue the conversation. I'm like, Holden, dude, doesn't want to talk to you, dude. Like,
Yeah, I feel like mine would
stop.
be like um all the ways that I tried to avoid talking to people. I don't know, and then talking to random people about absolute nonsense.
YOLO.
I'm pretty sure my cousin asked me once, "How do you move 200 bowling pins across the country without breaking your car?" I wish I had AI back then. I would have asked it.
You know what? You know what? Let's ask ChatGPT that question right now. I'm actually really curious.
Yeah, how do you move 200 bowling pins across the country?
How do you move 200 bowling? If I can actually freaking type bowling pins across the country without them being broken. Give
Oh, I was
me.
thinking without breaking your car because they're heavy.
Oh, without breaking their car. Without breaking your car. Car. Please give me a visual explanation. Let's see. Oh, why did I ask for a visual? God damn it, Holden. You gotta be so extra. Ugh.
You are so extra, Jesus.
Just give me the answer, ChatGPT. Step by step. Each bowling pin is 3.5 pounds. Yeah, it's almost 700 pounds uh, of dense, oddly shaped objects. Use stackable storage bins. I don't know what bins he's 20 to 30. How big are these bins? 20 to 30 pins in a bin? There's no way. There's no way.
Drive
Like,
smart.
drive smart. Avoid sudden
Okay,
braking at
okay.
sharp turns.
Ask it, make it cost efficient.
Make it cost. Use free or cheap packing materials. Use your car smartly. What? Divide weight across the seats and trunk. Use folding seats. Make space without stacking too high. Borrow or rent a small trailer. Okay, that is not what we asked ChatGPT. Ship part of the load in Amtrak Express shipping.
Why would I resell or donate the pins at the destination? I didn't work this hard to get rid of them.
So the cost
I
estimate.
feel like this was about what we came up with. I'm pretty sure if I looked back in my old messages, you would see us talking about how we need to distribute the weight.
I'm pretty sure, and again, I this is probably, I don't think it was 700 pounds, but I went to IKEA like 2 years ago and
Mm-hmm.
got a fuck ton of furniture, and I took the wood pieces. Obviously, they were heavy as hell, and I rented an SUV. It was like I think it was a Toyota 4Runner, and I'm
Okay.
fairly certain it was like at least 800 pounds of furniture I towed, and the car drove fine. It was very heavy and very slow to brake, but I didn't break the car. I don't think. Hopefully,
Well, I don't know what my cousin drove at this time, but right now he drives a Prius. So,
yeah, yeah.
but I used to drive a 4Runner. That was pretty awesome.
Let's ask AI. AI, are you evil? No, I'm not evil. Okay. I think that's a lie. I'm pretty sure you are evil.
Yeah,
Uh,
we can hear you.
I'm gonna get ads for OpenAI now. Next few days.
And the creepiest faces ever. I just can't stop thinking of that too big smile.
Too big smile. Yeah, it's gonna show up, and it's gonna. That lady's gonna crawl out of your attic tonight. Like you're gonna hear the door slide open, and you're gonna see a little face peek down, and then bam, too big smile.
Why would you say that? So
You know,
rude. She's not coming out
you,
of your picture.
yeah. You know what? Okay, we'll end the podcast on a bright note. Okay, let's rank top 10 pizza toppings.
I think we're gonna disagree here.
I don't know. Okay, let me. I gotta get prepped for this. Let me pull up a list of most popular toppings. All right, these are apparently the most 10 popular. Uh, Extra cheese is not topping. I'm gonna substitute extra cheese with. Give me two toppings. I have 8 here. Just give me two off the top of your head.
Great.
We can use grape. Well, we haven't had grape though.
What?
Have you had grape on your pizza yet? No, I don't think you
Yeah,
have. You've
I
wait.
told
You
you that
had
earlier today. Yeah, the
wait. You
grape with the balsamic.
oh you had okay okay
Yeah.
okay. Grape's fine. And I guess we'll do chicken because chicken is not on here either. Okay, so The first one is obviously pepperoni. I would say for me, pepperoni is a 4.
Okay. I put it as a 3.
That's pretty close. That's pretty close. Um, ham.
10.
Mm, see, okay, that's okay. Ham by itself is a 10, but a ham with pineapple, that's like a 1 right there.
That's a
So
10.
I'm gonna say a 6 because I feel like ham by itself is subpar. It's kind of like pepperoni. You're saying a
I
10.
mean, yeah, yeah, it's the worst. I am
Mm,
not like Canadian bacon, no thanks.
no, no. Mushrooms is the worst. So what mushrooms? 10 for me.
Mushrooms, I will put as a 5.
Okay.
There's 10. I
But
missed
mushrooms are just they're just so gross though. Like if you smelled a mushroom, it just smells like
the earth.
grossness.
They're fine. They just have like a styrofoam texture.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Ugh.
they're they're just earthy. It's fine.
I feel like it
It's so
sullies
fine.
the pizza. Uh, onions.
Um, I'm gonna say onions are a 9.
Yeah, I'd say 7.
Like I'm fine with them, but if they have a little bit of the crunch to it, it kind of pisses me off. If they are really crunchy, I feel like they're too overpowering for the pizza.
Yeah. I can see that. I can see that. Wait, hold on. Let me write mine down because I've lost track of what I'm doing now. So what do I have so far?
You have ham for 6, mushroom for 10, onions for 7, pepperoni is 4.
All right. This next one is sausage.
I put sausage as, oh shoot, a 7.
I would say sausage is 5. No, no. Fuck that. There's not too many other toppings I like, so I would say a 3.
I like a lot of toppings, so
See, okay. The problem is when I'm thinking of this, like by itself, these are how I'm ranking it. But like in the group, they're kind of like a collective. Are they're all right, except for mushrooms. Get mushrooms out of pizza in general. Um,
I had a veggie pizza last week.
the only mushroom that's acceptable. Have you ever been to the restaurant Mellow Mushroom?
No.
They have a pizza called the Holy Shiitake, and it's like it's it's so good. It has like some kind of cream sauce on it, and it's just like it kind of takes away the flavor of the mushrooms, and it's just really good. So yeah,
There's a place called Flower Child in Phoenix, and they had this Mother Earth bowl, and it had amazing mushrooms on it. But I like mushrooms. My sister said she was allergic to them for most of our lives, and then one day I saw her eat a mushroom, and I was like, I thought you were allergic. And her now husband was like, oh, she's only allergic to the inexpensive mushrooms. She likes the expensive kind. Those are okay. So I think she's with you on that.
I can only eat them if they're chopped really small. If they're chopped tiny, I can't taste them. Perfect, I'll eat it.
I'm not a picky eater.
Uh,
Like you.
black olives.
Um, I would say olives are going to be a 6 for me.
I'm gonna say 9.
You hate the olives.
Olives. I've tried so many kinds of olives. Black olives, Kalamata olives, like whatever
Kalamata
olives.
olives taste like a heart attack, but they're
I've
still
had
good.
I've had I've had the olive stuffed with garlic, or the olive stuffed with cheese, with peppers. Like, it's just not good at all. All terrible. Um, green peppers.
I'm gonna say that's 8.
Yeah, I'm gonna say eight 'cause I only have so many available left in my list. Next one is pineapple, number one.
Yeah, I would say pineapple's number one.
So you would eat a pineapple pizza, but just no ham on it.
Yeah, I've actually ordered a cheese and pineapple pizza, but I normally get pepperoni and pineapple.
Okay, see that's acceptable. That's like a bastardized version of the Hawaiian. I'll take it. No,
I've
I
gotten
can
a
live with
cheese
that.
pizza with pineapple with extra cheese, and it was wonderful.
Um, Now we're gonna go with spinach.
How?
Apparently, a, a popular topping. It sounds disgusting. Wish I had my
Yep.
10 available.
I mean, I'm fine with it. I guess I'll do number 3.
Gross.
Well,
And the
it's not
final one.
number 2.
What
What
was
did you
the
put
one that?
spinach at?
Five.
Okay.
And what was the one that you? So what was the topping that you had
Well, I said
said?
grape, but I want to change it to pepperoncini because how the hell is that not on here?
Okay, pepperoncini is good. I'll give it a
Yeah,
two,
yeah,
but
that's
it's also a
what I
little
have to give
spicy.
it. I love a little spicy.
We make a a beef stew, but with pepperoncini. So you do a whole jar of pepperoncinis, dump it in the stew, and
Is that the Mississippi thing?
is it maybe? I don't know.
It's like a
I've,
crock pot recipe.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's
yeah.
so
I
good.
I used to be all about Pinterest. I'm like, I've definitely seen that one on there before, and it looked fantastic.
It's really good, especially if you have the pot like enough stuff in there, it kind of like mellows the peppers out a little bit, to the point where you can actually eat peppers after they're being cooked, and they're just like not spicy. They're kind of like just yummy, but it's really good in general. So I highly
That sounds
recommend.
fantastic.
Yeah, it's spectacular. Um, so that is our episode this week, guys. AI and ranking pizza toppings. Um, Next week we have the Mormon lady from TikTok is going to be on the show. She is excited. She's an ex-Mormon. I'm pumped to talk to her about the cult of the Mormon Church. Um, yeah, so we're pumped for that, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye.